Salutations, salutations, family. Welcome back to the Electric Leaf, where it is my goal to assist you with nourishing your mind, your body, and your chakras. I hope that you all are doing well out there. So I wanted to come to you all to deliver a message on conscious consuming, and to just see what energies come forward from the divine, surrounding the energy of consuming consciously. I want to use this deck, the Arc. It's a brand new deck. I love this deck. I really do. I love this deck. And I want to use this in order to get a few messages. And I have the book here just for those of you who are interested in animal oracles and animal spirit guides. So anyway, Divine Mother and Father, thank you so much for allowing us this time. Thank you for allowing me to be a conduit. Thank you for allowing me to convey the messages that you would like to share for whomever you have these messages for in the divine and rightful time. I thank you for delivering synchronicities to those who are watching, so there is a sacred conversation between you and them. In your name, I thank you. So it is. What energies, what messages around conscious consuming, Divine Mother and Father? What messages around conscious consuming? What messages around conscious consuming do you have for the collective at this time? Okay. It took a really long time for that card to come out. I was just getting ready to say, I'm going to go and check this other deck. Maybe the answer is not here. Maybe the energy is not here. And just when I was getting ready to put it down, Justice pops out. Justice. What I'm feeling is that the mind is going to play a huge part in conscious consuming. Also, do you know those chandeliers that they have? Like, they have them at wedding receptions, or they have them at like parties. It's like a dinner party feature of where the chandelier glasses are stacked and then they cascade the champagne down. Like, that's the energy that I'm seeing. And as I'm seeing this, I'm also seeing that same energy translated into capillaries, arteries, and veins. And I'm seeing that energy like that because of how long it took for this card to come out. And what it's saying to me is, don't even look for the results right now of whatever it is. Focus more internally. Focus more on what is being poured into those cascading glasses. Focus more on that, because it does matter. Just because you're not seeing the end result of it right now, it doesn't matter. You have to have faith that, oh wow, it must be so many glasses there. Like, wow, I was only envisioning maybe about 100 glasses tops, but it must be so much more. It must be so much more. Oh my goodness, it must be so much more. Because I know that I'm What I'm pouring into this cascade is love, 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 love. Even when I see something else that I know, I'm like, hey, that's not what I'm pouring anymore. I understand, and overstand that could possibly be a remnant of something else that I've done already before that's cascading, trickling down like the endless knot. In the movie Raya, there was a symbol that they showed at the end of that movie when, spoiler alert. Let me say that. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Raya and the Last Dragon, I'm about to, tell a piece of the movie that you might not want to know before you watch it, okay? But in the end of the movie, when they resurrected the dragon, they had a symbol that the dragons used, and they created it out of the water, right? And when they did that, that symbol popped off of the screen. That symbol is coming into my mind right now as I'm thinking of those cascading glasses, as I'm seeing the capillaries, veins, and arteries. I'm seeing that symbol, and that symbol is the endless knot, the infinite knot, however you want to see it or say it. But that symbol later on, it just started appearing. You all know how it happens. You all know how spirit will do. You all know God will have that type of conversation with you individually, personally, quietly, letting you know that, hey, there is a conversation. I'm communicating with you. Watch for the signs. The signs are all around us, right? But that symbol started appearing everywhere. And that symbol is the symbol of karma. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Most High God. Like, I get it right now. I'm having an aha moment right now. I'm having an epiphany moment right now because of those cascading glasses and the capillaries, arteries, and veins, and that symbol. Oh my goodness. I see something. Thank you. So when we're pouring our love out, energetically into the world, in the things that we do, in the things that we say, in the way that we prepare our food, in the way that we talk to our family, our friends, our co-workers, a stranger passing us by on the street, a stranger driving by, the way we interact with Mother Nature, the way that we dispose of our trash. Do we take our carts back when we're done with them? Little things. Little things. Little things that send off that energetic signature of gratitude. We're living our lives this way, right? And so you get something back that isn't what you gave. You get hate. You get you end up misunderstood, whatever the case may be, whatever it is that may be triggering you at this moment, whatever it may be that may be triggering you at this moment, right? You have to have faith that you are receiving what you're giving, and you have to forgive yourself in the moment when you're being triggered, in the moment where you're giving love and somebody else is giving you what you deem to be less than love, right? Okay? You might be deeming it to be less than love because you have moved on from that energy, right? You've moved into love. You've upgraded, right? You've upgraded to the love signature. You have dissolved the hate code and you've upgraded into the love signature, right? So why are you receiving hate? Why are you receiving something that you're not putting out there? You have to forgive yourself for a moment in your life where we have fed into that cycle, right? Where we have poured into that cascading glass something less than love, okay? We've all done it. We have all done it at some point in time. We have all poured something less than love into that ever cascading glass. And guess what? We are co-creating that knot. You see, we all show up in different spots. We all profit differently. We all distribute differently. We all benefit differently, and we all give differently. It is a give and receive, and it is fair. So when we're dealing with our triggers, we can go back to that endless, infinite knot, right? The elephant in this deck is the Justice card, by the way. Truth, natural law, and righted wrongs. Keep pouring love into the cascaded glass. Keep pouring love into the cascaded glass, because the love is what's going to overcome a multitude of things. The love is what's going to flow like water to move anything that may be clogging the flow. Anything that we may have dropped in there, you know, because we were too blind to realize its effects at the time. We have to keep pouring love to overcome that. Right? And some things could have been heavier than others, so they need more love. And some things affect more people than others, so it's going to take more of us to pour more love into that space and into that energy. It's something that we can thank our former selves for at some point later, right? Right? That's been a major theme. I've been hearing a lot of people say that. You know, do something to thank yourself for. Or think about something you can thank yourself for. I've heard so many people say that. I've heard almost every video I've clicked on YouTube lately. They have said that sentence in there. And then I've heard several people in real life displaying that same concept of, oh, I did this such and such years ago, and now da 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 da. Now, oh wow, look at the bottom of the deck. The world, the macaw, beautiful beginnings, sacred contracts, and infinite possibilities. That's the sacred knot right there. That's the sacred knot. That is the infinite. Oh, I love that. I love that. It was the infinite knot or the endless knot. That's what it's called. But the sacred knot. I love that. I love that. Because if we all would pour into that cascading glass love and treat it like it's sacred, if we all treated that cascading glass like it's sacred instead of acting like, oh, you know, that's not going to affect me. That ain't going to, I can do that. That ain't going to affect me. Let me tell y'all something. I've shared this before. I've shared this story before about how when I was a little kid, I spit some gum out. Me, my mom, my sister, we were going to some store, going in the mall, I believe. And, my gum it was just like nasty, you know, and I spit my gum out. My mom was like, hey, you shouldn't just spit your gum out on the ground like that anywhere. And I looked at that gum. I was like, I ain't thinking about that gum, you know. Ain't bothering me. We went in that mall. We did everything we was going to do. The sun done changed locations, and the sky is a different time of day when we came out. Do you know that when we came walking out the mall, I stepped in the very gum that I spit out my mouth? And it had been baking in the sun too. So it was good and stringy and nasty, and it was all over my shoe. I never got that gum all out of my shoe. Never. Okay? Them shoes are somewhere rotting away right now to this day. Still got that gum on it. And I say that because I'm glad that happened at a very young age, because that showed me, hey, what you do does matter. Why would you do something that you feel like, oh, well, it could make somebody else have a bad day, but who cares? It ain't gonna be my bad day. Because you know what? The way that infinite sacred knot is set up, it might just be your bad day. Because that's how things happen. We send off a chain of events with every interaction, no matter how small or how big. So no matter what, infuse the incident with love. Infuse the experience with love. Understand and learn the energies of love and how sacred our contracts are with one another. We all have a contract with one another. The universe is a big place, okay? It is a big place. Why wouldn't all of us have a contract with each other? We're all here together at the same time, aren't we? Spinning with our hands up, glued, tethered to this big ball of water and earth that is spinning around a great big ball of fire that is slingshotting in a binary orbit with another sun that could possibly have all this going on just like we got. It's strange, So why wouldn't we have? All of us who are here, we are all incarnated together on the planet at the same time. We all have overlapping, interlaced contracts with one another. Kind of like that cascading glass that I'm seeing again. So even when we're gone, part of us is still living on. Learning how to love through triggers. Learning how to love through triggers. I tell you, I have a lot on my mind today. A lot. This is it's a heavier time for me and my family sometimes because of things that have happened already, things that have been poured into that glass, like loss. And it's not easy when you lose somebody, especially a pillar in your evolution. But it would be a misservice to them to not continue on the legacy of love that they started for you. It's motivation to continue to pour love into this endless, everlasting, sacred fountain of karma. Y'all hear that? I don't know if y'all could hear that knocking at the window when I said that. But God is good. God is good. Karma is not good or bad. When I was doing my research on karma, that's what I learned about it, We always talk about it and say things like karma is a bitch, but that is a disservice to the very universe and gravity itself to say that. Because karma is not a bitch. Karma is a bitch if you pour a bitch into the sacred fountain. That's the only time it is. That's the only time it is. When we take inventory of what we are actually pouring into the fountain, it starts with taking inventory of self. It starts with of looking at the vessel itself. Is the vessel edified? Is the vessel clean? You don't want somebody coming from the back of the kitchen. You don't want to see somebody. You don't want to be out at a restaurant and see the person waiting tables come over with a dirty pitcher and start pouring you water. Oh, but it's good water. I just got this water. I got this water just straight from the apps themselves. Yeah, but the vessel though. The vessel. It starts with us taking a look at ourselves. God is good all the time, indeed. But the vessel, the part of us that we control, going back into the capillaries that were shown to me. The vessel, the physical body portion of this experience of life. The 3D portion that sometimes is neglected because sometimes the spirituality is so interesting to explore from a physical perspective, but also making sure that we stay grounded enough to take care of the 3D and to understand that our physical body is our transportation device while we're on the earth. That the physical body, our hands are a very extension of our heart space, and our legs and feet too. Our legs and feet, they're not just for grounding us. They're not just for rooting us. They do that, but they are also an extension of the heart space. Just like when a seed becomes a seedling and it starts to grow underground, you'll see that the roots form first. The roots form, but it comes from the heart of that seed. And I reference the seed because the human heart looks so much like a seed to me. And remembering that our heart space is very much indicative of the quality of our lives, whether or not we're happy. The heart space and the mind space have such a huge connection. And smoking is being brought to my mind to amplify how strong the connection between the heart space and the mind space. Inhalation is one of the quickest ways to infiltrate the mind. If you've ever been in a class and tear gas was ever introduced into the air, you know what I'm talking about. Whatever you're doing is completely forgotten. All you want is some fresh air. Some fresh air. That's all your mind is focused on, is fresh air. And so that heart-mind connection, that heart-crown connection, it's so very vital in how we breathe and how we recognize the giving and receiving, the energy between ourselves and the earth, ourselves and one another, ourselves and our higher selves. The Trinity of man, the Trinity of spirit. Recognizing how we treat ourselves is vital to how we complete our mission. It is vital to how we experience spirituality in the human form. You know, my best analogy is to describe a car. You know, some cars are more fun to drive. They go faster. And then other cars are more necessary to drive. You need the room or the space or the whatever, you know. But making sure that you are catering to your vehicle, your physical body in the way that you need to in order to have the experiences and have them abundantly. Okay. Exchanges need to be made now. Exchanges in order to move the energy through those cascading vessels and pipes and small spaces. The energy needs to be increased. What do we need to do to increase this energy, Divine Mother and Father? What do we need to do? Thank you so much for your messages. Thank you so much for your messages. What do we need to do to increase the energy? Ooh. I saw the rooster, the 3 of Wands in this deck. What do we need to do to increase the energy? To move the energy through these small vessels and pipes. There again, I was getting ready to put the deck down. No. There's something else. Maybe I can go to a different deck, but the energy that's needed, again, to move the energy is endurance, is patience. It is the dedication that is needed to fail and fall and dust your knees off and bandage yourself up and get up and try again. Every time you fall, every time you fail. Something is being gained from those experiences. And they are, I can't even think of a word to describe the value of these experiences, is what I'm saying. The giraffe comes out to talk about, it's the Eight of Pentacles in this deck, but the energy that's coming through is having to rise above mentally into the space of faith, into the space of knowing, into the space of trusting yourself, trusting the fact that I only give love, and so therefore that's all I receive. In spaces where you're receiving less than what you think you should be receiving, it's okay. You're able to have compassion and forgive yourself for the moments that you poured the wrong thing into this co-creative space. Forgive the other. Have compassion and hold space. Hold space. So that's what I would say holding space would be. And the vision that came into my mind was holding your hand over a cup. I saw a hand. I'm picturing the cascade. I see a hand come into the cascade as like a boulder. It looks like a small grape, but it's heavier than a grape that I'm seeing. And it's symbolic of fear, hatred, ignorance. And we all have been that. And we all are that about certain concepts and situations, okay? But those of us who are conscious and aware, and we can see that, oh, okay, I see. So I'm going to cover for my brother there that's pouring something into this co-creative energy that we're all pouring into. And I'm going to let that not be a part of this cascade. I'm going to allow it to stop here. And I'm going to do that with love. Putting your mind into a space where you are mastering the energy of love. You're no longer consumed by it, no longer chasing it, no longer fantasizing about it, because you are actually making note of and appreciating the shadow aspect of love. You know, the shadow aspect of love is love. Let's be very clear on that. Shadow work does not always involve sad times, terrible times, beating yourself up. Oh, I was terrible for this. I was wrong for that. I shouldn't have done that. You know, if that's what your life calls for, then hey, have at it. But those moments will start to come fewer and further between the more you do that, because the way it feels to recognize ourselves, or let me say for me, the way that it feels to recognize when I am the one pouring in something that hinders us as kings and queens, gods and goddesses, brothers and sisters, one consciousness under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, truly. Like, those are some powerful words. Those are some powerful words, truly. But learning from that force, learning and saying, hey, for me, the more I see what I am contributing to the oneness, and the more I see, oh, okay, oh my gosh, I feel bad about that. I feel terrible about that. That's not something I would want, you know, I wouldn't want to be persecuted by this or for this on a major level. I can see where I was wrong. I want to change that. I would like to correct that. You know, because how the universe works is if you don't self-reflect for yourself, then the world will start to self-reflect for you. I mean, we've all experienced that as well. You know, so being able to do things over and over again. I'm hearing wax on, wax off, that type of energy. Like little things, wax on, wax off. Spring cleaning, that's what I'm getting the vibe of. Spring cleaning, the wax on, wax off energy. so that we learn how to be in the energy of love. Do it with the energy of love. You're doing something that you'll be able to thank yourself for. The Queen of Pentacles underneath. Oh, the chimpanzee at the bottom of the deck. The Two of Pentacles. Balance. Go with the flow and fun. Flow. Flow. Flow, 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 flow. The sacred knot. That's what I'm calling it for this reading. The flow of the sacred knot. Okay. Balance. Everything is okay, right? So let's get one final message. What energy, Divine Mother and Father, can we tap into this week? What energy can we tap into this week coming up? Or whenever you receive this message, what is a good energy for us to tap into, Divine Mother and Father, to assist us with staying the pace of actually dedicating ourselves to pouring love into the situation? What energy, Divine Mother and Father, can assist us to continue to be love at all times? To continue to be love at all times. Oh, wow. The silkworm and the mantis shrimp. The mantis shrimp, this shrimp is interesting. It has little fists in the front that it uses to like punch really fast, and it heats the water up around him. And when I think of this shrimp, I think about being triggered, and that feeling of, you know, when the heat rushes up, when you're angry and when you get mad, and it is just like, oh my gosh, like, get everybody away from me. Get everybody away. I'm seeing that is going to be used as your signal from the divine, the signal from your spirit guide, the Most High, however you want to see it, your highest self, that to tune in to what's really going on, to pull back your reaction and go into observation mode. Take as much of that situation into observation as you possibly can. The less you say out of anger, the better your self-reflection will go. The less you say, the better your self-reflection will go. Okay, this is a warning for somebody. This is a warning for somebody. The less you say, when that anger comes up, the less you say, the better your self-reflection will go. The better your self-reflection will go. Keep pouring love. Keep pouring love. Keep pouring love. Keep pouring love into the sacred cycle. The sacred cycle. Keep pouring love. Once you are able to gather what you have obtained from that situation, then you're going to go off by yourself. You're going to scream. You're going to cry. In the words of my cousin, break a dish if you have to. Okay? But do it by yourself, because it's easier when you can do it by yourself. You can just clean it up and throw it in the trash, and that's it. Okay? But go by yourself. Once you've gotten the off, now go think about it. Replay things. Connect feelings with words. Connect energies with words. Start to learn yourself. Understand how you I'm seeing a watch. I'm seeing the cogs of a watch. Start to learn what makes you tick. Okay? Learn yourself. Comfort yourself and be there for yourself. So that next time, this is how you prepare for battle, family. This is how you prepare. So that next time that same energy presents itself, you can be on guard, and you can be God, and you can be love. Because now the vessel is being edified in such a way that it can carry the divine flow of love. Okay? The vessel, that's what you're looking at in that moment. Now the silkworm, I have the book right here. Imaginativeness, Paragon, and Impassioned. Let's see what the book says about the silkworm. Okay. Okay, it says, when silkworm appears as your spirit animal, allow your imagination to spin fantastical whimsies. Silkworm as a total animal belongs to those who can see tremendous beauty in the smallest things. Wow, you see the capillaries? The capillaries, okay? Invoke silkworm as your power animal when you want a spiritual renewal in your soul. Yes, in your soul. In your soul. Wow, yes. This right here was a very, very beautiful reading. I really hope and pray that this message reaches whomever it is for in the divine and rightful time and space. And so until next time, family, continue to vibrate love and vibrate well. Peace.